All right, this video will be regarding the New York setups, okay? So it's really similar to the London setups because the candle formation is just the same. I mean, there are multiple ways to create the range, but it is always exactly the same. We only have two possibilities: to activate below, then higher, or activate higher and then go below. What happens in between? This is what changes from the one range and another one. Also, could create just an intra-turtle swoop or a failure swing. Little one. It can create a turtle swoop failure swing. This could be slowly or faster. It can fail and create a pending range or a reset R, but this is also the same. Okay, so let's start with the setups. Okay, first one, the most simple one. So this is the basic. That will be the classical three candles formation, if you want to say it like this. And in this case, let's say this is a 4-hour chart. It could be just 6 hours or whatever you want. 8 hours, I don't care. It works exactly the same. For instance, in this example, it will be 12 hour, as that will be London. The 1 a.m. London expansion, and then the 5 a.m. New York expansion. So in this case, in this video, we are only talking about this candle, the London setups, the London expansion. Okay, so there are multiple possibilities. So something like this, but we don't care what happened next. We just want this down liquidity here. All right. So this is a really easy setup to find and to recognize quickly. So just let's go to find some examples. First of all, going to Aussie dollar. Remember, this happens on every single asset, every single pair, every single day it will happen. I don't care if it's crypto, if it's Forex, if it's gold, if it's Nasdaq, I don't care. It works every single day with every single asset. So let's go to, sorry, option. All right, so look at this. I don't know if it's this one or this one. Let me check. Okay, actually, because this is also orange, so okay, we don't care which one, because the liquid is intact in both cases. Okay, so what do we see here? We are in the last quarter of both ranges. here and here, you see. And let's find a long entry. So in daily chart, we don't see anything. This range is already complete. Here it failed to create the pending range, so we are already up here. So going into 12 hours, look at this. We have the liquidity. We don't need to create a into turtle soup because the turtle soup is already done and it fails here. This is the 5 AM candle when New York starts. So we are trading this candle. So in this case, this is because we are in a 12-hour chart. This will be Asia and London, and the turtle soup is already done. So this range is activated. This is our bias, not the drawn liquidity. We are not living here. We're living here, and maybe this is the next one. But this is our drawn liquidity, the most important one. So let's refine our entry with lower time frames. We see exactly the same here. Why this candle fails? Remember, last quarter, as soon as a new range is created, here, we don't need to complete this range, and we will use this one to our range to go to the liquidity. Refining 6 hours, this is a failure swing. And look at this. I think, yeah, 3 hours. Look how precise it closes inside the range here and makes the turtle soup, and at 5 AM fails. Let's see if there is some SMT on the correlated asset, which is New Zealand USD. I don't know, I don't remember, to be honest. So, which will be an extra confirmation that could explain why at 5 AM didn't make the into turtle soup. And no, also failed here. So we just a failure swing. Look at this. In this case, the lowest created at 4 AM. So this is the reason that it doesn't need to make the lower low at 5 AM. Let's see also at which time. Exactly 4 AM. So at 5 AM, it tries to make the lower low and it fails. So this is a failure swing. So in my eyes, because it tried, it looks like this. So when going now to the 4-hour chart, we will see an intraturtle soup with this range, which is the pending one. Look at this beauty. So, which is our entry? The New York setup starts from 5 AM candle here, but this is not New York yet. New York starts at 7 AM. What happened this day? That we had news at 10 AM. Look at this. So, how are we trading this? Remember, the turtle soup is already done, and we are trading the 5 AM expansion. But look at this. It is 9 AM here. This is the low of 9 AM. You see this one. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. I know. Okay, so this is the 9 AM high. Sorry, because the 9 AM starts the candle. So this is a 5 AM expansion high, and looks how it failed to complete this, and this range. What does it mean? That the 5 AM will be longs, but going into the new 4-hour candle, we're still going longs because we are at the last quarter of every single range. Here and here. You see, and you see. So this is not a short opportunity. This is not in lower time frame. Turtle soup and market shift structure, and this is not our short, of course. Never. What do we see? Another high, sorry, another long opportunity. Going long into the final down liquidity. Look at this, it failed here to complete the second down liquidity, so as soon as this candle opened, this is also a long opportunity. Just timing 1 hour because we are very late on the movement, so if we open this power of 3 and we are aiming to 1 hour, this will be our stop loss, exactly the same, 7 pips. And now you can play just you stop following price, for instance here, makes a higher high, and we are just placing the stop above every single time. Okay, so this is the most easier setup, let's say, which is the classical 3 candle formation, and we are trading the expansion one because the turtle soup is already done. Really simple. So let's find another example, which will be on GBP. Here. Look at this. So look at this. I remember this one. This is a 90-minute chart. We're inside this candle. Look at the voice closing inside. So this is the candle that is being respected in the range. The range that is being respected all the time, it is not the higher time frame one. It is the one that is on the left. You see there is nothing on the left here. And look at how the bodies are being respected every single time. This is okay because it just closed it. I mean, we need to zoom in to see that it's not closing inside. It's not even a pip, the difference, okay? And the range is, sorry, it's 40 pips. So it's not even a 0.25% of the range, okay? So remember, it is a down liquidity, and this is what happened on 4-hour chart. The turtle soup is already done in London. We are not focusing on trading London on this episode. We are just looking from the 5 to 9 a.m. I mean the 2 candles, the 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and the 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So now let's go to lower time frame. Look when the turtle soup has been done. Look at this. This was done at 3 a.m. but we are really close to the low and going into the new 4-hour candle. What do we want? Into the turtle soup in this case. Also, what do we see here? The bodies are being respected at the high. I mean, this will be another range created. So in this case, we need to restart that range, then go higher. Remember, before making a new movement, in this case is a lower one. When it's done, we need to create a pending range, then go higher. And it's exactly what happened. It completes, I don't know which one, maybe we have something like this here. Exactly. So once this one was complete, it needs to create another one, a pending range to go higher, and exactly what happened. All right, so this is an intro turtle soup that happened at 6 PM in this case. So this will be just a failure swing that look at what is respecting. This is the lower range of 90-minute range. So this is a change in the state of delivery, so it doesn't need to make the lower low, and it creates a 1 hour range in lower time frame. This is already New York. This is 8 a.m. Our longs will be inside here, the first ones. And going into lower time frame, what do we see? This is an order block. So everything here is our longs. And is this our down liquidity? No, this is our bias. We can take profits here. Actually, we must take profit here. Why? Because it's a 20 pip movement. Look at the time that is created. It's the beginning of the candle, so this is a exit opportunity. But it doesn't mean that we need to take everything out here. No, it could be just a partial, and you can just let the runner going into the final 90-minute range high. And that's exactly what happened. Complete done. This is our final exit. Look at the time. New candle here. Yes. So this is a new candle. So we can exit once this is complete. If we can refine even more, we can exit at the higher high, but with this difference, which is 1 pip, and we went long something like, I mean, it doesn't need to be as precise like this, but imagine we went long late, I mean here. This is 30 pips move with this, which is more than enough. Okay, so this was the most simple setup for New York. That is the reversion one, when the turtle soup is done at the 1 a.m. candle, or in this case happened at 5 a.m., but it happened at the beginning. So we already know that the expansion will be during New York. I mean, in this case, this is not the setup. It is this one. But for the times, the expansion will be in New York. Okay, that's exactly what happened here. So really simple. Okay. Let's see. So because okay, another setup that could be confusing. So pay attention to this one, because this was the simple one, but this is not that simple as the first one. It can create confusion. Okay. So listen carefully to this one. Okay. What do we see here? As always, this is a 4 hour, 6 hour, 12 hour range. It could be also a huge 1 hour range. I don't care. It's just the candle of the left. This is the one that is being respected now. So you would say that this is the down equity, right? I agree just looking at this, but if we see the big image, maybe we have something like this. Okay, so where is the dragon equity now? This one or this one? Think. Okay, the answer is this one. Why? Why price doesn't need to make that low and then go higher? Because this low is already activated. So we don't care that it's this range is being respected. I mean, we care until, remember, a new range is created. Why? Because this is going counter trend. and the final down liquidity will be just go again to this low, which is already activated. So this is our down liquidity. When this range will be disrespected, when a new range here at the New York candle in this case will be activated. And look at this example, we see something like this and this, right? So this is the candle, and now this is being activated, and something like this, for instance. Here, look at the high that is not taken yet. So this is the one that will activate the pending range going into the final round liquidity, and this will be the move. Why this is a consolidation? Look at this. So this is a classic scenario when there is important news in New York. I mean, if this is 1 hour chart, this will be 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8:30. It makes the there is the news at 8:30, or maybe at 10 a.m. depends of the day, and it's consolidating before. So when there's news, it creates the fake move, let's say, and going to the down liquidity. And let's see a clean example of this. Using an USD CAD. 5 of June. Okay. I think it was 6 hours. All right, look at this. This is our range. Regarding New London, this is the range that is being respected. But look at this. Nothing here. In 2 days, what do we see here? The range on the left is the one that it's being respected. It's the one that is leading price. Maybe we can find a big one. No. Well, yes, this one. See? Let's make it orange, for instance. Okay. And then going to lower time frame. So this will be our drawdown liquidity. We will focus only with this one. But there are two things that you have to see now. First of all, it's if we are going higher, if this is the real drawdown liquidity, which is the, how long could price go lower? Which is the real support? The range lows. Look at this. Look at the voice. You see? This is the most stronger. This is the most stronger thing that you will see price here soon. Look at how it's being respected. It's telling to us it's not going lower. It's not going lower. You see this market shift structure, failure swing, whatever, and bullshit. This is the liquidity. Look at how boys are being respected. Regarding the weekly range, it happens exactly the same. Okay, look at how the wicks, just the pain, but look at the voice how it's being respected. So we can just delete this one and focus on the weekly drawdown liquidity. So look at this. Just focus now on this image. Which is the range that is leading price now? It is this one, or it is the one on the left, and aiming the down liquidity. Isn't the body still being respected? Let's look at this. So this is the candle that makes the news. So we can go into lower time frame, and what do we see? Here starts at 9 a.m., meaning that the news will be, now let's see the time. The news was 9:45. I think it was, I don't know if it was the CPI of CAT or interest rates or GDP. I'm not sure, but it was one of the important news about regarding CAT. Okay. So what's exactly what we want to see before the news? A fake move. What's doing? Create ranges. It's opening and went below. This is exactly the thing that we want to see here. So in this case, where is our longs? Look at the time. It is the end of 8 a.m. candle. So we want the next one to create the turtle soup of the 1 hour range. We want this to be created because this one is already activated. Here was activated. So if this candle just closed a little bit above here, we don't care. This is not equal lows. It doesn't exist equal lows or equal highs. We just want this to be activated, this one. So for understand what I'm saying, imagine this is the candle, okay? So we are focusing here now. Where are the entries? First one, look at the time, is still far from the news, still 45 minutes left, so we are not going long here yet. Well, regarding news, you will see how to trade on the news episode, which is not the next one, maybe the other one, I think, but don't worry. So going close to the news, here we have another range. Now we are close to the news, only 20 minutes, 25. So at 9:20 was the turtle soup, so we are trading the next candle. Look at this, power 3 inside this range. This will be our first long here. And which is the second one? We are not inside the 5-minute range, but we are inside this 1 hour range. And this is our down liquidity. Sorry, this is our bias. This is our down liquidity. Look at how many pips is this. 60 pips. Is there a difference if we go long here or here? 3 pips for 60 pips? Yes. So every time that touches again the order block, it is a long opportunity. Long and long. Okay. What is our exit? With the news, is this enough? 3 pips? To me, it is. Okay. So this could be a partial or full exit if you already have 3 or 4 hours. I mean, you could just aim something like this, 4 hours, and this is a really good trade. Okay, but we can, because the objective is not complete, we can just still going long, and we are not afraid of doing this. And this is our final target. Also look at the time, it is already a new candle, so we can exit at this one. If we can refine even more, we can exit as soon as a new high is being created. Okay, easy setup when you know exactly what happened, but if you're a pattern trader and just focus on the ranges that, I mean, if you are looking at the chart something like this, you'll see, okay, this is 100% the down liquidity. No, because you're missing something. You're missing the real range on the left. Okay. All right. I hope this one is clear. And let's find another one. So the next one will be a sequence of candles. It won't be a So what is a sequence of candles? When we don't need a higher time frame range or a huge range on the left, and we are just focusing on what's happening, for instance, on 1 hour candles. So which is the sequence? Imagine this is 2 a.m. Okay, so this could be 3 a.m. and opens and goes above. So now going into 4 a.m. or the same 3 a.m. candle, where is the drum liquidity? This one. Imagine this is a 4 a.m. and it closed outside the range. So the 5 a.m. candle will be something like this. Right? Because we want this low to be taken because we closed outside this range. So this is now the 5 a.m. candle. Which is already the 5 a.m. expansion, which includes New York. So now this is a full range. The whole London, it is a full range. So what do we want here? We want something like this. This is very similar to the first setup I said. This could be, for instance, 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. Look at this. It's not taken yet, so we already know that the 8 a.m. candle will complete this range. And imagine we have news here. So maybe when a range is complete, remember, and we don't have a higher time frame objective or the liquidity, it reverses. And look at this. We have now this range here. So this will be our bias, and maybe in lower time frame we have another range here. And this will be our dragon liquidity. This is just a reset range, and we have a big candle here, which will be this our final dragon liquidity. And in this case, the target is not met, so we already know that the next candle will continue lower. So when a big range is complete, we just can reverse. So every time how the candles are being printed, if it opens and goes above counter trend or creating pending Rs, are telling us the history. That's why we are not pattern traders. We understand what price is telling to us. And when this range is complete, it creates a pending one. I mean, this range is complete, creates a pending one, and then we can go higher. Okay, understand the sequence? If we have a clear down liquidity, we need the lower time frame ranges to confirm the down liquidity, to open aiming our doll, okay? Okay, so let's find an example of what I just said. That would be new 6th of June. On 1 hour chart. I think, or maybe it was this one. No, oh, sorry, we are at the last year. Okay. So look at this. We start our trading here at 3 a.m. Look at this. Opens We don't know if it opens below or above first. This is 3, so here. Actually, I took this trade, but 3 AM opens above, so we already know that next dragon equity is lower. So this will be our bias, lower. Maybe this is a range. Nothing here. So this is not a range because extremes are not being activated. So in this case, we are blindly following the 1 hour chart. See, nothing here. So what do we see? Bearish. Bearish, bearish. Here it's closing in, inside this range. But look at the time, 5 AM. We want this, the 5 AM candle expansion to create another range. So now our focus is here or here, meaning we want something like this, a new range, sorry, a new low being created, or a new high and then lower, right? Because this is the new 5 AM candle expansion. So it's going to find this low, but when lower and activates this one. So now we have a higher time frame range. Now we have bias. Now we have a down liquidity. And also what do we see here? This is a failure swing. Look at the time, 8 AM. This is probably news. Which time the low is being created? 7:55. Meaning what? To me, it's already 8 AM. So the 1 hour chart looks like this. So we already have the bias for the news. Why? We know that open and went below, so the range high is the new bias, but we open up a bigger time frame chart, and this is our final down liquidity, which will be almost 3 pips, which is enough. What is our longs? Remember, this doesn't exist. We see an order block here. No, maybe if we're going to 1 minute, this is the order block here, this one, but I rarely going to 1 minute time frame, to be honest. With 5 minutes is more than enough. Remember the sequence. First one, turtle soup. Second one, order block or range low in this case. Acting like a what? Change instead of delivery. Look at how it tries, and finally 8:15 was the news. Bam. So our longs will be the change instead of delivery. The range low here. Are we taking anything out here? No. Actually, we are buying here. Why? The dragon liquidity is not reached. Which time is this? It's not the end of the candle, sorry, the hour. So we are taking everything out here. Easy, right? 2 longs opportunities. In this case, we don't need to aim for 1 hour because in this case it's 30 pips. So we can aim for 2 hours. So we are buying the power 3 of this candle. These are the liquidity. So it is 12 pips of take profit. So 6 pips of stop loss. It's good enough. And here we're aiming for 4 hours because there are news. So 3 pips. So our stop loss placement would be here. Perfect. Easy, right? Another clean and easy setup. Actually, I think that it was SMT here. I'm not sure, but we don't want just looking at what time made the lower low. This is the last candle of the 7 AM candle. All right, next setup. Okay. I say this also a lot of times. So don't get trapped on this one, please. Okay. So imagine this could be a daily chart, 4-hour chart, whatever you want. Just a high time frame chart or a bigger candle, a very big candle. And this happens. Okay. We are here now. We are the last quarter. But look how price is delivering. Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. Is this how the algorithm is distribution price? No, never. It will never be like this. We need a pending range or a rested range to be created. Always. If you go long here, you are at the last quarter. This is our not our drawn equity. It is the drawn equity of the every single trade in the world. And look at this. It creates a pending range that it will stop you out and then it will go higher. Another possibility that opens above. If we are in the last quarter going into New York, imagine this is the 8 a.m. candle or 7 a.m. candle and opens like this, be careful going long. Actually, you can go long here until this low is reached. Or there's a something here with, imagine this is EU, so imagine GBP took this low. So you can now go long. Not before. You are not allowed to go long here. Imagine this is 7 a.m. candle, so you must wait for the 8 a.m. to complete or to fail, but at least it needs to try. You already know at what time we are watching if this is a failure soon or not. So imagine in this case it was clean, it completes the rested R, and finally, boom. Why this happens? Imagine this is not now a 1 hour chart, it is a 2 or 3 hour chart. So in London, when this is a clear down equity, it will wait till New York to create the movement. In London will be high resistance liquidity run, consolidation, whatever you want to say. The movement will be in New York. Why? Because remember the daily candle, this case is bullish. So it's not my best candle I ever created, to be honest. Okay. This is the daily candle, for instance, or weekly candle. The expansion, if this is a weekly candle, will be during, let's say, Tuesday to Wednesday or Thursday. Then Friday, if this was a classic long candle, will be the its function is to close the power of 3. This is a classic setup on Friday. And on Monday and early Tuesday, what it will do is create the low of the weekly candle, the fake move, and then higher. So imagine this is now a daily chart. Exactly the same as the weekly candle, but now the body, which is inside the candle, which is New York. So in London, this could be Asia, consolidation. London creates a fake move or high resistance liquidity run move. And in New York, remember what I said before, it creates a turtle soup in case that is not being created in London. If London, it was just a consolidation, in New York, creates a turtle soup and went higher. But imagine this was Asia, this was London. So in New York, the turtle soup is already done. So we just need to complete the body of the the daily candle, this one, and finally the final hour of the day. Its function is to close the daily candle. So don't get trapped going blindly long because the drawing equity is clear. Wait for the right time. Watching the weekly the weekly calendar will help you to find out when this will happen. Okay. All right, next one. Sorry, let's find some example regarding this setup. So this could be today. Let's see. 3:20. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's not this one. But sorry, this is the next one I want to comment. It will be on you, the one I want to watch now, on 12 here, and okay. So remember this day, really clean and easy down equity, which will this one. Actually, in this case, we can just add this one because this is a real liquidity weight, a real gap, not fair value gaps. This is a real gap. Okay. So here is our drawn liquidity. So going into lower time frame, what do we see? Nothing here. Okay. So this is London. In London, we created, the top sub is already done on the day before. So in London, it's not a blind long. Look at this. We need to be able to read the candles. Opens above. This is 2 a.m. This was, I think, GDP on GBP or CPI, I don't know. So important news on GBP, meaning this day we can trade. We are allowed to trade at 2 a.m. So opens above, so it needs to restart the range. As soon as it's restarted, we can go long here. This is our first long opportunity. And also it creates what? It creates a pending range. And look at this. Here, this is not complete and opens below. This is another pending range, another long opportunity. In this case, it was really, really clean, but it's not always this clean. In other cases, this was really, really clean, but maybe the retracement is higher. Imagine this is a 2-hour range, so it needs to restart or create a pending one and then go higher. So because the pending range are already being created, we don't need here to create another one. But if this was just higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low all the time, this is a real red flag to go long here. Unless a correlated asset like DXY or GBP, USD, it created a pending range here, okay? And this day I already commented, but the longs would be, this is a 3 a.m. candle, so this is a range. Remember, we need to restart this one. So from here, our first long, look at this, restart this one. So as soon as it restarted, here, our second long, and going into the news, boom. Final drawdown liquidity here, or in this case, if we don't have a day profit, we can just left as soon as a new high is printed here. Okay. Another example regarding this setup. We'll be close to this day, on 18th. Okay. Here. Okay. Look at this huge range. Sorry. $12-hour range. Okay, easy trend liquidity. But look at this. What do we see here? Opens above. So needs what? Needs to restart. But look at where we are. Last quarter of the range. We need this trend liquidity now. As soon as a new range is being created, it's the one that will be used to higher. So let's find out our setup. Give me a second. All right. So this is, look at the time, this is the London candle. And the news, I think it will be at 10 a.m. Let's see. Give me a second. The news will be at, so this is no news, 8:30. Okay. This is the most perfect scenario you will ever see, I promise. Okay. Look at this. Look at how close are we of this trend liquidity. Actually, we just complete this range. So for us that we know how the ranges work, this will be a hint. When a range is complete, it reverses, also it creates this one. So this is our trend liquidity. But because of there is a bigger range, let's say on the left, or in this case in the lower time frame, the job's not complete. So this is just a retracement to go higher. Look at the time. 1 a.m. This is London. This video is not regarding London, so my focus is just in New York. This is the bias, not the trend liquidity. So we already know the bias is bullish here, so we can just delete this one and we exit here. Let's refine the entry as always. It's exactly the same one. This is a filler swing, maybe a SMT. We don't care. I couldn't care less, to be honest. We can refine something, but we'll focus just only on 8 a.m. That is the news. So because of this is news, this day, we want to trade as close as possible to the news. In this case, the lower low was created at the end of the 7 a.m. candle, and at 8 a.m. it tries to make the lower low. So to me, it looks like this, as always. And how clean is this? If I find this setup live, I'm going long as much as I can. I'm going full margin. It is 100% chances or 0% chances that this happen. 0%. But before I do this, please at least study for 2 months or have 2 months experience, please. I don't want to be the one that makes you broke for life, please. Okay, going into this day, the news are 8:30, so we are going full margin. Please don't do this. And look at this. It fails to create. It fails to complete this. So, and of course this one. So we are not afraid to go long. as soon as the new candle is printed, power 3 going long here. Is this our down liquidity? So we're aiming 1 hour? No. Is this our down liquidity? So we can aim for 2 hours. This is new, so we can aim for 4 hours here. Okay. Another easy and classic New York scenario. Trading London on this day, which is the down liquidity that clean, would be painful. Why? Because you are just focused on going long, because this is real clear. And when you give up, you say, okay, it's just finally going lower. This is when the real long setup happens or appears. Okay. Now, actually, the setups are really similar, as you can see on the London setups, because the candles formation, it's always the same. The only that changes is when the time of the candle is being printed and how it's being printed. But let's say how it's being I know the word now. Forget about it. Okay, low probability setups. If you see what happened this Friday, actually you will see better on GBP. Look at this shitty price action. You will understand now why. You will understand better on the red flags setup. Sorry, red flags to take a trade. But this is something that you can learn. So in this case, imagine this was a 2-day chart. You see, 2-day chart. Look at the down liquidity. Complete. You see? So this is a 2-day chart. And the down liquidity is complete. So what do we expect? Two things. First one, reversal. Second one, because the job is already done, consolidation. You can expect something like this. And this is exactly what happened. This was Friday. It doesn't mean that Tuesday and Wednesday will be like this. No. As always, focus on what the new candle is telling to you. If this is a new range here, and imagine this happens on Tuesday, maybe we can find a long setup here on Wednesday, okay? Don't be a pattern trader, please. Okay, so I was saying this was a 2-day range, but now I'm focusing on New York. So imagine this was London. Imagine on London, this was Asia, so London, complete the R. So you can expect this on London. You can expect even more if this day is Friday. Why? Because the weekly objective will be already done. The daily objective, which is this low, is already done. So the algorithm doesn't need to create a sentiment on price or create a new range on price to go higher here or keep going lower. Why? Everything is done on the week. So let's find out what happened on 21st of June. Okay, this is London. It was the PMI on here at 3, the Germany PMI, and look at this. This was a daily or 2 days or 3 days, I don't know, range here, 1 day, which on the XY was already complete. If it's complete on the correlated asset, you can think that this is complete too. So what do you expect now? Look at the day, it's Friday. What do you expect for New York kill zone or session? Absolutely nothing. You better go to enjoy your weekend, okay? Nothing to do here. Different will be that this happened. Why? Because in this case, a new range is being created. You see? This will be a down liquidity. Actually, this happened on London too, so the setup in this case will be also in London. But imagine this was almost New York, so the down liquidity for New York will be this high. But because we are playing inside this range, this candle, sorry, there is no real range. Unless a high or the low is being activated, you are just playing inside. Okay, what happened here? It just closed it above, so it invalidates this scenario. This simple. Alright, next setup. I was drawing. Oh, I deleted everything. My bad. Okay. Similar to the previous one. Really obvious dragon liquidity. Right? But going into New York, what happened? A red flag that you will see on the red flag episode. What's happening here? This is the 1 hour chart, and this is 8 AM candle. We have news at 8 AM, at 8:30. You are going long here? No. You cannot go long when we are going counter trend. In this case, I mean, we are not going counter trend, we are going with the trend, but we are opening above. You are not allowed to go long here. This is what will happen. Or we'll just whipsaw, stop you out. Okay, so in this case, we expect this candle to go lower. And which will be the range that will be respected? Something like this. Okay, and this is our down liquidity. So let's see, for instance, this day what happened, 25 of June. $25 is here. Okay. You see, right? Clear setup here. The range low is already taken, so this one is activated. We can refine. Look at this. We are at the last quarter, so there is no way to go lower because this is already done. We can't refine anything here, nothing. And look at this. What do we see? Look at this. You will see that this is a failure swing. Going into 1 hour chart, we find the bias, and look at this. Look at the time. 7:50 and 55, it creates the high. Meaning what? the 8 a.m. looks like this. So to understand this setup, when the daily liquidity is that clear, when the turtle soup is already done, when we are in the last quarter, you will blindly going along here. No. Remember the Fear Swing episode. Look at the time. This to me and to you, this, the 8 a.m. candle, opened and went above. So be careful going long. What is our down liquidity? As we are going counter trend, here. This was a really important news, and when more lower than this. But it doesn't mean the scenario is not valid. It doesn't mean that this down liquidity doesn't exist. No. It doesn't change anything unless a close below. So what do we expect? We expect the range low to be respected, and if this is respected, the bullish scenario is still in play. And let's see if the range low is being respected. Look at this. Every single time that tries, look at this, and final here. Every single time that tries to go lower, it changes the state of delivery when it touches the range low here, 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 here. So we already know this was on Tuesday, so we already know that Wednesday will be easy longs. The pain is already done, so easy longs. Look at this. It fails to create this, to complete this range. So this is what? A short opportunity, turtle soup, market chip structure, some fair value gap in lower time frame. This one, is it a short? No. It's just an opportunity to go long. Okay. Actually, this happened in Asia, but you understand, right? This could happen on New York, on London, whatever. Actually, if this is the pair in USD CAD, it will happen, I would say 80% of the times during New York. And final setup, I want to comment, it's a really similar of this one. Actually, the one I want to comment is this one. This is also a beauty. So in New York, at the beginning, this could also be the 8:30 candle, which there are news here, or 10 a.m. because it could be also news. So it completes this one, and remember, every time that orange is complete, and this is not a higher time frame range or a higher down liquidity on the left, it reverses. And we also have this. This is our bias, and this will be our down liquidity. So we expect this candle to do something like this. This is also a beauty. This is also a reversal scenario regarding London. So let's find some example. In this case, EURCAD, because not, as I said, this happens on every single asset, every single day. One of the setups I said, every single day it will happen. So 6. I think it was this day. 3 hours. Okay. This. sorry, 6, yes, this one. So this is a range. This is London, look at the time, 1 AM expansion and 5 AM expansion. So 8 AM, we had news, or no, we don't have news because it's 8:10. So the bias is really bearish, but we are at the upper range of the range on the left, right? So we expect what? Intra-turtle or a 4-hour range, in this case, to be activated. You see that this one is already complete. Sorry, it's not complete, it needs to complete. This is our restart range. Open, went lower, below, and it needs to complete. So from here will be our short opportunities. And we also have what? We have this candle, which will be a pending range. So it's everything in our favor to go short. Okay. Look at the time, it is half of the candle, and look at the time, it is end of the 8 candle, meaning the 9 AM to me looks like this. This will be an intra-turtle sub here, and this will be our down liquidity, exactly. Sorry, and our shorts will be on the order block. So shorts inside the 5-minute range or the 9 AM candle, power 3, because the high is already done. We don't expect the 9 AM to make the higher high. So the order block will be a short, and the next power 3 of the 9 AM candle is our second short, sorry. We are not taking anything out here. Actually, this is 11 pips, and this is our exit. Look at the time, it's the middle of the hour, so it is a good exit opportunity. And finally, the last example regarding this setup. It is on 10th of May on you. Let's go. What do we see here? Look at the bodies, how it's being respected. I love this setup. And let's go into New York. So going into New York, we are the upper range of the 4-hour range, and we have news, I think, probably. No, I don't think we have news here, because there is not a huge candle. But okay, so this is a 5 AM candle, 5 AM expansion. But going into the 9 AM expansion, which is this candle, it makes the turtle soup. It is going higher. It's going higher to what? The turtle soup, and then going lower. Look at the time also, 55. So to me, as always, the 10 AM. Actually, let me check if 10 of May we have news, because I think yeah. You see, right? So as always, we want to trade as close as possible to the news, which was 10 a.m. here. So we don't want to trade during the classic New York Open, which is 8 a.m. Why? Turtle Soup is already done, so we are just going lower to the down liquidity, right? Easy. No, look at that. You could of course go short here. Look at how range height is being respected. Of course, this is a easy short, but look at the time. As soon as a new candle is created, this is the end of 8 a.m. candle. If you didn't take anything out here, these are 100% you need to place break even. Why? Because we are getting closer to the news. What's going to do before the news? To create a range. So if the news happens on the 9 a.m. candle expansion, the manipulation, let's say, the turtle soup, needs to be at 9 a.m., right? Why needs to be 9 a.m.? Because this is not a clear ABC setup. This is not a clear three candle formation. That this was 5 a.m. and this is the 9 a.m. candle that continues going lower to the final down liquidity. Everything is happened here. If everything is happened here, what we want is before the news. Remember when I say that when there is news and it is consolidation, it is consolidating just before the news, it will create the range. So create the range and then with the news, we will lower. So 10 a.m., it is 55, 9:55 and creates the high. So what is our short? Well, anything before the news. 1 minute before, whatever you want. What is our take profit? This could be a good one because this news we can expect for hours. But if we wanna play big, this could be our take profit and our stop placement. So because of we are going to agent session, we don't. To me, I don't want to hold tries overnight. So my what I want to expect is this range high. So I don't want the price go back here. If this happens, that will be a break even to me. And also we have the bias for next day, by the way. So in this case, I'm out here. Actually, I probably would be long. And if this is being respected, if not being respected, it invalidates this scenario. This is the case, by the way. And probably we have a bigger R here. I think, if I'm not wrong, that in another broker, this is take. So the range on the left is telling us that this is our liquidity, but I'm not sure. Okay, this is the real range that is lane price. So in this case, we don't need to complete, I don't know where it was, here. We don't need to complete this range because as soon as a new range is being created, a pending range is being created, is the one that we'll respect, and then we'll go higher. Easy, right? This is another example I said before. When this is news in London, will be just consolidating or going counter trend, to wait till the news here, 8:30, to happen. I took this one. This is, if you understand this day, it is, I think, I don't remember, a most advanced day than this one. I took this short and I took the same long here. We were in the last quarter of the range, but if you understand this, you just complete the trading game, okay? there's nothing more difficult than being able to short this and go long here. If you understand what happened this day, you can study. It's 14th of May of this year. You can go study. And final dragon query. Remember, what's the best that could happen to us? This dragon liquidity remains intact. Why? We already know the bias for, in this case, Wednesday, 15th of May. So when the target is hit here with the news, well, anything to say? Any odds that it was a short here? Nothing, right? So when this trade is done, I think this was the last example. So the New York setup is done. Hope you enjoy, hope you learn, and see you next one as always.